Hello students, welcome to MBA 360. In the current times, one of the most important securities that any country needs is energy security. You exactly know that when I see what's happening currently with the Iran war that we are seeing, with all the disruptions that are happening. In that process, sometime very early in 2000s, the government of India created the Rajiv Gandhi Institute of Petroleum Technology. The idea was simple, that if we have to secure our energy security, how do we go about doing that, and how do we create a class of professionals who understand energy security, want to work in oil and natural gas, or consultants energy, or even renewable energy for that matter. And RGIPT, which is called Rajiv Gandhi Institute of Petroleum and Technology, was created much earlier so that we as a country start working towards that and professionalize management in that space. What I'll talk to you about is how do you get into this institution, what kind of roles and jobs that you get, and what kind of salaries you can expect when you join this institution, and what is the way that you get into the whole thing in terms of the CAT marks, percentile, how many students passed out, what is the kind of placement that happened, everything we're going to discuss in this particular video. Now, the focus of this institution, as I said, is the curriculum is heavily tailored towards the energy, oil and gas, and renewable energy. These are the three things that they're always focusing on, tailored towards the energy, oil and gas, and renewable energy. The program is project-based and allows the students to learn through hands-on training. And because it's a national institution, by the way, it's an institute of national importance, which means the government of India believes that this institute is extremely important for the nation itself, so they start funding the whole program. Its renowned faculty, skilled professionals, and experience in the energy domain. It's established by the Ministry of Petroleum and Natural Gas. RGIPT holds a status equivalent to IITs and NITs, because the only thing is it's working in one specific domain, which is a specialized domain. But otherwise, as an institution, it is equivalent to what IITs and NITs are in this country, ensuring high academic standards, right? Now, what is the institution? Established in 2007, as I said, about 19 years old. It's a government institution. It's called Institution of National Importance. What it means is that it got complete autonomy to work as long as it works for in the interest of the nation, and creates programs which are needed by the nation in future, not just now, but in future also. Established by the Ministry of Petroleum and Natural Gas, obviously, right? So it's a government-funded institution from a specific ministry, spread over 47 acres of land. Now, if you look at the placement data of the MBA, by the way, they offer many other programs also. We are only talking of MBA at this point in time. If you look at the placement of these MBA students, the 30 students were, actually were eligible to be placed, of which 31 students were placed. And about 5 of them got multiple offers, which means we are talking of a 94% placement rate. Remember, the cohort of this particular institute is very small. And they essentially place them in oil and natural gas sector, consulting sector, or anything which is related to oil and natural gas, or renewable energy, or energy for that matter, which is where you actually have a very small cohort of people who are joining this institution and also getting decent placement offers also. The companies that come for placement here include Indian Oil Corporation, which is IOC, Rystad Energy, HLS Asia Limited, S&P Global, right? It's a rating agency, by the way, Hindustan Petroleum Corporation, Reliance BP Mobility Limited, Torrent Gas, Gujarat State Petroleum Corporation, ExxonMobil, Baker Hughes, Gasonet Services Limited, SPCL Mittal Energy, and so on and so forth. So essentially, if you notice, all the companies that are coming here are in the space of energy, oil or natural gas, or consulting companies, or companies which are giving insights on commodities, which is S&P Global for that matter, right? Now, how do you get in? You need to be at least 60% in class 10th. What they're looking for is consistent academic record. That you can see it because they want 60% in class 10th or 55% if you are a category student. Again in class 12th also you need 60%, and in graduation also you need 60%. So they're looking at consistency of academic record for you to even apply here, and 60% across class 10, 12th or graduation. If you don't get any of those 60%, you're out of the race in that sense, right? The qualifying exam, by the way, just putting things in perspective, must be in engineering technology or BSc, BCom, BCA, BA with math and stats, right? So what it's saying is that if you're a BA graduate without maths and stats, it's difficult for you to get in, or a BCom person, you can't get into that. You need to be having maths and stats if you are a non-BTech. If you're a non-BTech, you need to have math and stats in any of your normal undergrad programs, because it's heavily math and stat oriented in that sense. What is the weightage in the selection criteria? Qualifying exam, which is CAT, MAT, XAT and all, is 65%. Academic performance is 20%, after the minimum standard of 60%, by the way, remember that. So that 60% is compulsory for you to even enter the process. 10% for personal interview, work experience is 5%, overall 100%. And we're dealing with an institution which is publicly funded and 95% kind of a placement rate. What is the fee? This is very important for you. The fee is very, very nominal here. And that is what you need to understand, that the entire fee for the 2 years is 7.48 lakh. Including everything. We're talking of examination, registration, enrollment, student amenities fee, hostel establishment fee, hostel seat rent, everything all put together, we're dealing with about 7.5 lakh rupees as the total cost of the MBA program. The tuition fee is just 6 lakh rupees. And that is what matters for you also, that the ROI here would be far, far better, but because in all possibility, you'll repay back your entire fee in 1 year of your placement, right? And if you're a category student, you're less than 6 lakh rupees for that matter. So we'll keep covering some of these national institutions which are very important for you. We covered National Institute of Securities Market, we covered National Institute of Banking and Management, we covered Indian Maritime Academy. We'll keep covering quite a few of these things. We covered Indian Institute of Forest Management. We'll keep covering anything else. But my only request is, as we keep covering it, we want you to support us, subscribe to MBA 360. That's important for us, so that we know that we are helping you in the process. And we'll keep covering. And if you want me to cover any other B school, please write to me and I'll be happy to cover that. Thank you so much. Namaste.